Well, turn to the person next to you and find out what they had for breakfast.
What did you have for breakfast?
I had fruit.
Now, find somebody else and tell them what you just learned. Okay, fine, quick, right, okay, fantastic, congratulations, you've all qualified as journalists. There's absolutely no need to go on any course whatsoever. 25 years ago when I first joined the BBC as a teenager, there was no YouTube, there was scarily no internet, there was nothing like that. It was all about trying to get involved in a large broadcaster like ITN or BBC, packing parcels for them, answering the phones, getting involved in children in need, volunteering your socks off to try and get close to the cool stuff. Nowadays, with tech that you've got all that at your hands. You can now be jailed for tweets, you can now be jailed for things you say on YouTube. The fact is, all that technology, all that accessibility, all that ability to broadcast is at your fingertips. You don't have to be involved in a sort of production house like the BBC to broadcast anymore. Someone asked me the other day, I want to become a journalist, I want to be a freelancer, what camera should I buy, what recording equipment should I get? And I said, don't. But what you must do is practice storytelling. If you have a younger sibling, tell them bedtime stories. If you have a grandparent that you see regularly, tell them about your day. It's all about memorising that, being able to pass on a message. That's being done by people with a passion. So that's what I think the first thing people should do is find something which you are absolutely obsessed by, and then your passion and your writing skills will develop from there. For me personally, it was a chance to, it was a work experience where it just caught my interest completely, and just very exciting working in a radio station. It was an opportunity which came out through school, and then it worked into a weekend job, and then an apprenticeship with the BBC. When you're going for a BBC apprenticeship, any BBC opportunity, they want somebody who's done something, who's experienced something. You have a story to tell. Almost every question in a BBC application, a job interview, an apprentice interview will be, tell us about something you're passionate about. So tell us something you've done, tell us something you're involved in, whether that's even the simplest things like Duke of Edinburgh or helping out as a voluntary group or something. They want to see a rounded sort of character, a person who's involved in either their community or something that they have a passion for.
Would you say it's more difficult to get into the journalism and media industry now because of media, like social media, or back when you started?
I think it's easier now. I think it's more fragmented. My father would sit down and watch the 6 o'clock news, and then watch Points West, and then turn the TV off and go, that's all. The BBC's told me everything I need to know about the day, that's it, and I'll look at my newspaper and that's it. But now everything is fragmented into, even YouTube is a bit old hat now, but it's things like Discord channels and Facebook and Instagram and everything, almost as somebody in their 40s, once I know about it, usually means that there is something else new that has replaced it. I think there are an awful lot of opportunities. I think there are also a lot of cul-de-sacs and dead ends. So it's don't throw your eggs all into one basket. Try, look for new opportunities and new things to talk about.
What was the sort of journey from the start to the job that you've got now?
Now I'm a news desk news organiser, and I work in the planning department. So I'm looking at stories that are happening in 2 or 3 weeks ahead. Before that I was a TV reporter and producer. Before that I was a radio reporter and producer. So mine's a bit more of a traditional one, from trainee journalist to radio journalist to TV reporter, TV producer, then working in news gathering. So it's a very traditional one where people dot around. There's correspondent opportunities. If you have a particular expertise, we have people who are ex-GPs who become health correspondents, but that's not, you don't have to have that background. You have to have a desire, a passion for that role.
Did you do college or A-level?
I had a place at university and I was about to go, and the BBC offered me a 3-year apprenticeship, which was a degree level apprenticeship, so I took that instead. Today I've had 15 jobs, but I've never left the BBC. I've just had my long service award. But that is a great thing about working for the BBC, is there's lots of opportunities.
Does your salary depend on the kind of story that you broadcast?
To some respect, we have an annual appraisal system, which we're given, I want to use the word challenges, that's probably not the right thing, targets to meet. Absolutely drown yourselves in content. Listen to podcasts, watch feeds, look at things that are popular, listen to podcasts and broadcasts and things that you know you should hate or at least get bored to tears with, and find one. And if you find one which actually interests you, think about how did they do that actually kept my interest. Listen to the way people tell their stories about their passions as well. I think it really helps. But in all honesty, I don't know about other industries, but this is very much an industry which is developed by relationships. There is nothing that I can do today that will make Points West, Radio Bristol, Radio Gloucestershire, BBC Somerset, our Facebook pages work just by my sole effort. It's all about the teamwork. We have people who are experts in cutting film. We have people who are expert sound engineers. We have amazing cameramen. We have people who just know perfectly now what is the perfect sort of Facebook film to do to catch people's attention, and have fun. And if it's not fun, do something else, because life is short.
Oh, too short not to have fun.